Welcome back, everybody. This is Indie Gamer Girl, and I found a very interesting game. It is called Disturbed, and it is actually a pretty disturbing game. I mean, it just kind of takes the cake. Um, I've already played a little bit of this game, so I kind of have the gist of how to play it. But after a couple of special moments with this game, I decided that I really needed to record this. So, another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt and your cow is sick. For some time, the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day, you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you. You've made up your mind. You are going to do something about it. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. Let's go to the shed. You attempt to open the shed, but the door won't budge. You remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Let's go to the house. Entering the house, you feel a subtle uneasiness as if the growing blight outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps this may be a good time to just lay in bed and wish that your problems will just go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still there. Let's open the chest. You open the chest and find nothing more than a pile of papers. It seems you have less valuables than you anticipated. You close the chest. Dear Journal, another usual day on the farm. The crops are growing with good health. Bethane is also doing quite well, never disappointed with the milk she provides. If things continue to go well, I may be able to invest in more animals. A farmer can only be so social with a cow. Dear Journal, today has been an unfortunate day. Somebody broke into my shed and stole some things. I usually don't mind if someone steals a bit to eat from the garden, but to take my equipment, well, I put a lock on the door and hid the key. Nobody will ever get into my stuff again. Dear Journal, I woke up one night to a foul smell I never come across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing after searching about the farm. Whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip into the city to see what this is about. Um, let's search the chest again. Okay, so that didn't work. Okay, let's go back outside. Okay, go to the crops. The path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying away and time is running short. Go to the pen. A toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. Your poor cow lays lifeless on the ground as a growing blight slowly begins to consume her body. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand here, especially as you stare at the black mushrooms that dot the ground. Black mold, possibly. I am not going to grab a mushroom. You inspect the water, looking for anything abnormal. You notice that the water has a dark consistency to it. Dropping a stone into it, black particles from the bottom swirl about like a thunderstorm. Your face shrivels in disgust. Let's leave. Let's follow the path. You continue down the trail for a while until you see a cave off in the distance. You pause, questioning if there could be something helpful in there. Yeah, let's go into the cave. There is a faint whistle from the wind passing between the rocks. The temperature significantly cools you as you enter the cave. You notice that there is a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to the deathly blight found outside. uh, Before you take another step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. You realize that you have made a mistake. You're thinking that something helpful could be in here. Run away. Fight the bear. You can't fight a bear, but you don't run. Both of these answers are wrong. Run away. The moment you turn to run, the bear roars with a deep growl, shaking the loose stones about the cave. All you can think about is making it back home in one piece. Well, you make it to the trail, and the bear catches up with you, tackling you to the ground. You scream in pain as the bear rips you apart. Your adventure ends here. Oh, see, this is what this game is about. Finding different ways to kill this poor farmer. Skip. Crops. Follow the path. We are not going into the cave. We are going to go down the path. Come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. Inspect the wagon. You look about the mess and find bits of food and clothes scattered about the scene. You notice a key on the ground during your search. You pick up the key and continue on your way. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach the bridge nearby. The path is a small shack similar to the house you have on the farm. The man that lives here is a kind fellow, from what you recall. Maybe he is home. Inspect the shack. You walk toward the structure and knock on the door. You scratch the back of your head, figuring that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not somewhere else. You remember picking up a key from the wagon and you use it on the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. No boundaries here. Observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place here. The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man that used to dwell here. Inspect the book on the table. You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover that this is a journal. Reading a passage or two can't hurt. Today's trading went smoothly, thank goodness. What I am thrilled most about, however, is that one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day, apparently there is a pond nearby that has some of the biggest fish in the region. With a good catch, I can make enough to move things forward. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch any from there. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick, but what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about, I suppose. These past couple of weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under and I have lost nearly everything I own. This has pushed me to extremes, but that can't be helped now. I am leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying. There is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. You can't find a name to give this man, but regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. Take his advice and leave that trapdoor alone. Okay, you cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that has happened, you feel that you should take a moment to rest. You find a spot under a tree and sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze to the sky. Take a nap. Hopefully a bear doesn't eat you. Oh. You close your eyes and your body relaxes. You fall asleep within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you and you realize who this is. You try to wake yourself up. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. All seems well. You can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. You reach a point where the trail splits into two paths. Which way should you go? Well, the trees look like they're dead over there. So let's go to the left. After continuing down the path for some time, you come to a stop. You notice that there is some sort of trail that leads through the grass up toward a nearby hill. If you had not stopped, you probably would have never noticed. Which way do you go? Follow the trail into the grass. Let's just continue down the path. You walk for some time and find endless fields of grass. There is a stone well near the path. Continue. Walking over hills of grass and grain, you reach the walls of Amor. Several times a year, you come here and trade goods from the farm. You discover that the plague that has spread to your farm has also spread all the way out here. The path before you is overrun with blight. Let's go back. Let's go right. You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures passage to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there is a small tree that has a hole carved into it. Inspect the tree? You push the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand into it. You look and see something shiny in the hole as if it were metal. Feeling around with your hand, you find 3 knobs. One on the right, One centered in the middle and one on the left. Let's leave the tree alone. How about that? You approach the gate cautiously. This is probably where we die. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. There is no doubt the birthplace of the spreading plague. There is a fountain before you with statues on your right and left. Let's pick the statue on the right, the statue on the left. There's a dark haze about the fountain. The water is black, and the smell burns with every breath. You feel a slight pull towards the fountain as if it were calling you for something. You see an old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines of thorn. The angel is holding a book in one hand, the other with a finger pointed up toward the sky. You feel it best to leave the statue alone. Okay, how about the one on the right? Before you stands an old angel statue that has broke in many areas. With one hand, the angel is holding some sort of bowl, while the other hand is hovering over the bowl. You notice that there is only 2 remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. You feel you should keep your distance and just observe the statue. You approach the door. As you reach the doorknob, an invisible barrier stops you. It must be some sort of magic. Okay. So let's exit the gate area since obviously there's nothing we can do. Or follow the trail of grass. A sword. Following the subtle trail in the grass, you stumble upon what looks like a grave. You approach the grave. You look at the sword with intrigue. Don't take it, please. Before you can touch the sword, a ghostly figure appears before you. You freeze before the apparition. The sword. May I have it? The blade is cursed. I am bound here by the pain of my past. If you desire the sword, free me from it. You slowly motion for the sword. Fool, only something of a pure essence can free me, a rare hope like a flower found in the darkness. Back away. You listen to the specter and leave the sword. Figure fades out of view. You pause to see that there's a lake nearby. The trail continues on to your right. Continue along the trail. The faint trail comes to an end. There is a collection of stone pillars down the hill. Beyond the hill is a large field of grass. You stand before a large stone arranged in the shape of a circle. In the center is a stone with what appears to be some sort of slot or hole. No doubt about it, something is meant to be placed there. Seeing that you can't do anything, you head back. The Crap. I think we gotta go back and try to get the freaking sword from the... Go back to the grave. And inspect the grave. A rare overflower. Looks like the sword. You remember the last words of the ghost. Only so. Okay. Let's just continue on then, I guess. You find yourself gazing over a grass field with hills rolling off into the distance. As if a trick upon your eyes, you see a unicorn run across the field. It disappears out of sight before you can do anything. Surely the unique powers of a unicorn can help you with your quest, but there is clearly something wrong. If only there was a way to charm it. You step near the lake and look down into it. Resting underwater is an orb of some sort sitting at the bottom of the lake. There is something strange about it, as if it were calling out to you. Sure, let's dive in. You close your eyes and jump into the lake. You open your eyes and see the stone sitting before you. You start to make your way toward it, and then you die. A large fish comes into view. It quickly notices you with its mouth stretched open. You try to leave for the surface, but the fish catches up to you. You quickly find yourself helpless before the creature. You close your eyes as a giant fish rips your body apart with its teeth. You die a very painful death. Your adventure ends here. Disturbed. If you want to play this for yourself, you can find this game on Steam. I got it for free. And it's pretty interesting. I mean, the art in it isn't bad, and the surprise deaths. Every time you die, you get an achievement, so I think that was the purpose of the game, to die over and over again. So, if you enjoyed watching this, like and subscribe for more videos and more hilarity. I am going to play more of that and see what else I can find. But I will catch you all in the next video. Bye.